Hi there guys, I hope you're very well. I'm so sorry for the delay. I was trying to log on to the broadcast and it wouldn't let me, so I'm here now, which is all fabulous. So I hope you're very well. So today is all about getting the body and health you need one step at a time. Now, I wanted to do this talk because we've had quite a week of intellectual kind of changes going on with everybody out there. So yes, you know, we can be very practical and we can change your diet and we can make you be more active and things like that. But in truth, the longer I'm in this game, and I've said this a million times, the more I realize it starts in here. Yeah. So this week I wanted to your place so that you can get the results you want quicker. Yeah. Often people don't put certain aspects in place first, and so this kind of sets you up for self-sabotage. It sets you up for and we don't want that, do we? So the first thing I want you to do when it comes to addressing your health, your goals, and you know, your body, I want you to decide what it is you want and what it is you don't want. I know this sounds just too simple to be true, but it is. The amount of people that come to me with some very vague ideas and they're getting some very vague results. I want you to think of athletes. I don't know whether any of you watched the Mo Farah race last night. Oh, it was so exciting. But there was never a moment in that man's mind where he was not going routine of what he was going to do, regardless of how hard the other competitors made it for him or how fast the pace was. He was going to do what he planned to do and he was going to win the race. And he was very specific. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. He's a prime example of this. So athletes are used to being very specific, but regular Joes like ourselves are not. So I want you to decide what it is you want and what it is that you don't want. When people first come to me, I say, they go, I just want to lose weight. How much weight do you want to lose? How are you going to look? What dress size will you be? How will you move? How will you talk? What inches is this specifically? What size dress do you want to be? What size trousers do you want to be? I want you to get as specific as possible so that you're giving the brain a picture of exactly what you want, and the body will automatically start working towards that picture. Now, once you have decided, that is your first step. What do you want? Now, the easy question is, what don't you want? Well, that's easy. People can come up with that straight away. So usually when people speak to me, they're telling me all the things they don't want. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be 3 stones overweight. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to be lethargic at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to sleep better. I don't want to be an insomniac. They're always telling me what they don't want. So it's quite easy to see what people don't want. I want you to now, after you've decided what you do want, I want you to throw what you don't want out the window. What we focus on, we get more of. So I don't want you, we're on a mission now. So we've taken that first step and we've decided on what we do want. And I want you to focus on that. I want you to really get in alignment with that. So when people are focusing on what they don't want, then what will happen is they'll end up self-sabotaging, they'll end up not going to the gym, they'll end up eating chocolate biscuits because they'll think, well, what's the point? I don't see what the point is. So focusing on what you do want and being very clear about that will give you laser sharp focus and keep you in alignment with what you actually want. Now, I'm a big person for planning. There is no mistake that Anna became a trainer. When I finished my dancing career, I was doing fitness and nutrition courses in between jobs, but again, there was a reason for that. I thought that if I signed on for a circuits course in between jobs, it would keep me fit for the next job. I thought that if I learned about nutrition, it would help me, you know. So there was a method in my madness. And then when I became a trainer, I thought, this is the best job in the world for Anna. I want to stay fit and healthy for the rest of my life. And if I am booked to do exercise, I'm booked to go places, I'm booked to do Zumba and Pilates and swimming and everything, and someone pays me to do it, I will do it. I was a professional dancer. People paid me to do shows. So if people were going to pay me to train, I was going to do it. And for me, to have a knock-on effect with me. So I'm all for planning and I'm all for looking ahead like that. But what I want you to do is, yes, you can plan your meals, and yes, you can say, I'm going to go to a Zumba class on Thursday. But I don't really want you looking too far ahead. I want you to be in the moment. I want you to take it one day at a time. And the reason for this is I want you to complete your day as you've planned. Now, what happens to a lot of people is they're thinking of things in the past, they're thinking of things in the future, and it paralyzes them in the present. And what happens is we get nothing done. We don't do anything. The other thing is, people often are massive multitaskers. I know I am. So we're massive multitaskers. But what we do is we get a little bit of everything done and really don't get anywhere fast. So we're looking for that focus and that kind of drive to keep you going. Now, there's a guy who ran 1,000 miles, whoever this guy is. I see it on Facebook all the time. The guy who ran 1,000 miles, they said, oh my goodness, how did you run 1,000 miles? And he said, I didn't. I ran 1 mile 1,000 times. So I want you to think of it like that. I want you to focus on the day at hand. I want you to enjoy your life. I want you to make the main thing the main thing. This week I told a story about how there's a big willow tree that is kind of blocking our signal to our Sky Dish, and so our TV has been working intermittently, and it's been doing this for a little bit of time, and I kind of realized it's the best thing that could have happened, really, because I'm getting more work done, I'm doing more exercise, I'm not zoning out of life. When I'm eating, I'm focusing on eating. I'm not kind of shoving it down my neck while I'm watching television. I don't know about you, but did you eat in front of the TV as a child? I know my mother used to turn the TV off and say, everyone to the table now. And we'd all sit down and we'd have our meal around the table, fully focused on the task in hand. The other thing that I found out is, even though I've been through a really stressful couple of weeks with my fur baby, Oscar the Husky, has secretly swallowed a skewer, a barbecue skewer that we just didn't know he'd done. And he had to have an operation to have it removed, and it punctured his stomach and his lung, and it tried to come out its side. And, you know, so he's been poorly, and I've been very stressed. But what I have found is, even though we've had that and it's been tiring and stressful, my mind has been free and of space, because I'm not zoning out. I'm taking one day at a time. I'm focusing on the tasks in hand, and I'm getting more done. And what I discovered looking at YouTube videos, because I'm on a mission to shrinking after my meds, is Anna is shrinking. And the reason why I'm shrinking as well is because I'm taking it one day at a time and I'm not looking too far ahead. I'm doing what, you know, oh, we want to postpone this. They're trying to restart the computer while we're in the middle of a talk. We can't have that. So I'm focusing on one day at a time. Also, my bodybuilders that I work with, they only focus on the task in hand. They are super, super focused people, and they just focus on their training when they are doing it, when they're eating, when they're training, when they're sleeping, they're sleeping, and they are extremely disciplined people. Now, obviously, we aren't as disciplined as that. We are not athletes. We are not bodybuilders. We haven't got that laser sharp kind of focus when you just want to drop a few pounds and look good in a dress. So I'm saying we can take aspects of this and use it. So first of all, we need to get clear about what you do want. You're already clear about what you don't want. Then I want you to stop focusing on what you don't want and start focusing on what you do want. I'm all for eating healthy and getting active, but I want you to take it one day at a time. I want you to be present in your own life. I want you focusing on the tasks in hand. This will not only change your body, it will change your life. So how many times are you on your phone when you're with your partner or family or friends? You're not giving them your full attention, and then you complain that the relationships you have aren't up to par. Yeah. How many times have you been in a meeting at work thinking about something else and you missed the point, and then you're confused about what you're supposed to be doing, and it causes stress, and then you're thinking, why haven't I got that promotion? And it's because you're not fully present in your work life. And then while you're working on the computer or you're eating, you don't even remember eating. You wonder why you've put on a few pounds. There is no right food. There is no wrong food. There is no right exercise. There is no wrong exercise. It's all exercise. It's all food. Some things work better for others than they do for some. Everyone's a little bit unique, you know. I'm all for matching the person and their life to the diet and the exercise that will suit the most. But we want you to feel good about what you're doing, and we want you to live. I got a text message the other day saying, I'm going on my hen do, what shall I do? I says, have the time of your life, go and enjoy yourself, I'll see you Monday. So we want you to live and we want you to have a good time, but when you are focused in the moment, that is when you find that you will make some significant changes in your body and your health goals. Now, late at night, I put a post up in one of my private groups. I was having a profound moment, and I was thinking about the law of attraction, which I do love and do use, but again, it's a mental tool to get you focused on what you want. And I saw a lot of people that were struggling, not with diet and exercise, they were struggling mentally with that. So when you're facing upstream in the river of life, you know, and there's obstacles and you're swimming against the current and you're just finding everything so hard, action will be hard, eating healthy will be hard, even thinking about going to the gym is hard, yeah? And when you are facing downstream in the river of life, then you're going with the flow. Action is easy, eating healthy is easy, exercising is easy. And I want to give you an example of that. If you feel terrible about a particular exercise, will you do it again? That's upstream, isn't it? That's upstream against the current. So for example, I don't like cycling. I'm a terrible cyclist. I've done cycling. I've even done 75 miles. I've done a lot of cycling. I hate it. Why did I do it? Why? if you hate an exercise, if someone said to me tomorrow, Anna, we've got to get up at 6, we're going to go to a spin class. Would I want to get up at 6 to go to that spin class? No. Then to get out of the bed to go to that spin class would be the hardest thing ever. Would I hit the snooze button? Probably. Would, if I went to it and then hated every living minute of it, would I do it again? Probably not, you know. So that is upstream. That's making my life hard. And people do this to themselves. They say, I'm going to get up at 5 every morning. I'm going to go running. I'm going to run 10 miles at 5 every morning before work, and I'm going to lose 10 stones. And I go, do you like running? They go, no. I says, are you an early bird? Are you a morning person? They go, no. This is upstream. This is not going to work. So we're focusing on doing things that are downstream. I spoke to Victoria this morning on Skype, and she says, oh, I've done 10,000 steps already. And I says, have you now? I says, oh, we're only early. You've done 10,000 steps. But she was out dancing last night, having a boogie, having the greatest time of her life when she got up, because she didn't come home until 2 in the morning. She'd already done 9,000 steps. So it made me smile. But how active had she been? She'd been really active because she was just enjoying herself. So if there is a class, you know, there's Clubbercise and Zumba, but maybe you like cycling, maybe you like getting out on the road and being out in the fresh air, maybe you like walking, getting out with a walking group. If there's something you really enjoy, the body will like it, and it will do it again and again and again, and consistency breeds results. Now, with this in relation to food, there's no good food, there's no bad food. It's what we think about food that causes the problem. So we say things like, oh, that chocolate, it goes straight to my hips. Or, you know, I feel comforted, I'm comfort eating. That food does not love you. It is not de-stressing you. Don't tell me it is. It's what we think about the food that changes things. So I often say, when you eat or diet like a man, a lot of men, not all, but a lot of men are quite functional eaters. They eat because they want it and they like it. And if one of my male clients puts weight on, I'll say, why have you put weight on today? And they'll say, oh, I just ate too much. What are you going to do to lose weight? I don't know, eat a bit less. You know, they're just quite logical. Whereas if you ask a lady, a lot of the times they'll say, I've had a bad week, I was really stressed this week, I broke up with my boyfriend. You know, there'll be a million reasons as to why they ate that cake, where rather than just saying, I wanted it. So here's a really interesting experiment for you to do. Often people eat foods that promote feelings of guilt and terribleness and, you know, self-sabotage and feeling bad about themselves, and then they beat themselves up and they feel awful, and they class this as a bad food. Yeah, what if we only eat food we feel good about? What if we only eat food we've got that downstream feeling about? So this can kind of blow your mind a little bit, because it doesn't just affect chocolate or takeouts or biscuits. It affects how you feel about salad, you know. So for someone who is resentful of dieting, when they see the salad that represents the diet, they go, oh, are you going to want to eat that salad? You're not going to want to eat that salad at all. And that is an upstream feeling going against the current. Yeah? So what you really need there is some good fashioned, old fashioned food, you know, stews, casseroles, something that's going to make you feel good, but is loaded with vitamins and minerals and full of veg and good food, you know. I am not against good food. Someone sent me a message there a while back saying, I've had a cottage pie, is that terrible? There is nothing wrong with cottage pie. I love cottage pie. So I want you to eat, if you only eat food you feel good about, or you feel that you haven't got any association attached to it that it's going to make you fat, or it's going to lose your muscle, or it's going to make you bloated. If you only eat food that you feel good about and enjoy eating, and you don't beat yourself up over, you're going to get some amazing results really, really quickly. And I'm thinking that I'm going to do this for the next 90 days. Yeah, so I'm going to get very, very clear about what I want. And then I'm not going to focus on what I don't want. I'm going to focus on what I do want. I am going to live in the moment as much as I possibly can. I'm going to focus on each day, day by day. I'm not going to beat myself up over food or exercise. I'm going to focus on just getting through the day and being the best I can be in that day. And I'm going to enjoy life. And then I'm only going to eat food that I feel good about. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to feel good about all the food that I'm eating, which will make me and lead me towards choices that I genuinely feel good about. Yeah. And the same with exercise. I'm not going to force myself to a spin class, or I'm not a camping girl, hate camping. I'm not going to camp, go up a mountain and camp out and then come down again. That would be my worst nightmare. I will go up the mountain and then I will come down the other side and stay in a nice B&B. So I want you to wrap your health around your life. And the more present you can be in your life, and the more focused you can be on what you do want, and the better you feel about the choices you make, will bring you unbelievable results, believe me. So if you're not going to be like me, you're not going to do it for the next 90 days, say you're going to do it for the next week. Be present in your own life for the next week. It's not only going to change your body, and it's going to change your mind, it's going to change your relationships, it's going to change your work ethic, it's going to change how you feel about your job. And I said to someone today actually, if I laid in the bed and thought about all the things I have to do for my job at the beginning of the week, I probably wouldn't get out of the bed. I'd be completely overwhelmed. So I just think about the first thing I have to do that morning. So whether it's whether you think of the future and get paralyzed in the present, or you think of the past and get paralyzed in the present, I want you to stop that now, and we want you to be fully focused in the now, as that's where life is, that's where it is. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. It's simple. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But naturally thin people do not worry about what the food is that they're eating. They do the Paul McKenna thing. They eat what they want when they want it and stop when they're full. They're very basic about it. But also, I think this week, if you do this, it's going to bring up feelings attached to certain foods, and that could be even salad. Yeah, if ice are really good for you, you should have some nuts as a snack, and you hate nuts. Is that downstream? It's not, it's upstream. So rather than force yourself to eat the nuts and absolutely despise it and then feel awful, then you have a bellyache, then you feel bloated, rather than do that to yourself, and that you feel good about, that you still want the energy from, but you feel good about eating that, and that will have a completely different effect on your body. So I hope you have happy Saturday to you, and I'll speak to you soon. All right then, bye for now.